What's happening with y'all? Y'all already know what it is. And today we talking about Adrien, Mr. Daddy, brush my hair, Daddy. The problem Broner. Adrien the problem Broner. Is he going to Dazn? The rumors have been swirling around that AB is leaving PBC and making his way to Dazn. Before we get into this next video, make sure that you smash on my like button and sub to the channel if you haven't already subbed to the channel. Now, Adrien the Problem Broner, we see, if you haven't seen yet, I'm letting you know that he's back training. He said he back on his ish again. Now, Adrien Problem Broner, we seen him, earlier this year, and he faced Santiago, a guy that the PBC put in place for him to be able to display his talent, and somebody that they found that AB could beat, right? That they thought that AB was going to be able to display his talents and beat Santiago, right? But it didn't really turn out like that. AB had a very, very tough fight with Santiago, and in my personal opinion, I think he lost the fight. The judges didn't see it like that. They didn't score it that way because AB is the name. AB wasn't supposed to go in there and have a tough fight against a Santiago like he did. You see what my man Gary Antoine Russell did to Santiago, but that's a whole different story. Now, Adrien Broner, he was coming into that Santiago fight off of a 2-year layoff. He had took 2 years off, and let's keep it real. Because I usually don't talk about fighters' personal lives, but this is something that AB, he shows on his Instagram all the time, and he's talked about himself. AB, during that 2 years, he didn't take care of himself. He destroyed his body. He went on 3 and 4 month long drinking binges, and he just didn't live a fighter's lifestyle. He did any and everything that a fighter is not supposed to do. And that's been Adrien Broner's biggest problem, in his career, is that he does everything that a fighter is not supposed to be doing. You can't destroy your body. You can't continue to, party and just live the lifestyle that Adrien Broner lives and think that you're going to be successful in the ring over a long period of time. Now, Adrien Broner is one of my all-time favorite fighters. And when I think about it, it's more so because of his personality that he had, because, he had a very short-lived career when he was dominating the game. You know what I'm saying? He was very young, and then he dropped off early in his career. Now, he has fought some of the best fighters throughout his whole career. Ever since he moved up and fought Marcos Maidana, he continued to fight some of the toughest opponents, the biggest and best in boxing. So we got to give Adrien Broner his flowers for always be willing to take on the best. It don't matter what weight class and who it is. He's always been willing to take on the best. Now, recently, we know that Adrien Broner, he's had some type of, issues with PBC. He's let it be known that PBC is not keeping him active. And Adrien Broner has said one of the reasons why he goes out and goes on 3 and 4 and 5 month drinking binges is because PBC doesn't keep him active. And he's telling them, if y'all are not going to keep me active, this is what I'm going to do. I have too much time on my hands in these streets. I'm a street dude. I came from the streets. It's still in me. It ain't never left me. And that's just what it's going to be. And so if you leave me out of the ring and you only let me fight once a year, what you think I'm going to do? I got too much time on my hand to get in these streets and get in a whole lot of trouble or, destroy my body. That's just what it is, And recently, Adrien Broner has went back to destroying his body. Like I said, he fought Giovanni Santiago. I think it was in February. And ever since then, right after that, Adrien Broner went back to, binge drinking in everything that he does. This is not me speaking on his personal life, something that's not out there, because he shows it himself. One thing about AB, he don't hide nothing, right? He don't hide nothing. He keeps it real with his fans. He keep it real with the people around him, right? What you see is what you get from AB. But see, the thing is now he's coming back, and he got a lot of guys calling him out. We've heard Conor Ben call him out. Now we got Blair Cobb calling him out, a UK fighter. Both of those guys I just named, they're UK fighters, right? They're under the Dazn banner. They signed under Eddie Hearn. And AB, he has let it be known that, hey, if y'all don't start giving me fights over here on the PBC, I'll go to Dazn and fight. I'll go fuck with Eddie Hearn. I don't have no problem, because I know Eddie Hearn is going to keep me active. Now, if y'all don't remember, when Eddie Hearn, right? When Eddie Hearn came on the map with Dazn and he started signing a lot of fighters up, one thing Eddie Hearn wasn't able to do, he wasn't able to sign no big names that was with the PBC. Because we know these PBC fighters, they already getting paid a lot. So one of the names that Eddie Hearn was seeking out was Adrien Broner. He went to Adrien Broner and he said, hey, this is what I want to sign you for. Come over to Dazn. I'll keep you active and I'll give you this. This is what I'm going to give you. And AB looked at the money that he was being offered from Eddie Hearn and he laughed. He said, you're going to have to come with more M's than that. I'm already making way more than that. So those talks were quickly off the table. That offer that Eddie Hearn threw out to AB, it was quickly off the table. Now that we go back, right, and we look at the offer that he turned down from Eddie Hearn, I don't know what it was, but when we overlook the situation, right, and then we look at AB on PBC where he's barely getting fights, well, you know, he can't blame him being out for 2 years on PBC and Al Haymon, because he said himself that he took the 2 years off because he just had been boxing his whole life and he wanted a vacation. So that's cool. So you can't really blame that on Al Haymon. You know what I'm saying? That you decide to take 2 years off after you fought Manny Pacquiao. Well, but with all that being said, if we look at the offer that he turned down, we don't know what it was from Eddie Hearn. One thing I got to say about Eddie Hearn, with his fighters over on Dazn, he's going to keep you active. So we could say in the long run, would him had signing with Eddie Hearn, then would it have been better for Adrien Broner's career, right? Keeping him active. When you're active, you don't have enough time to be running around the streets getting in a whole lot of trouble, because you got to stay ready, right? You got to stay ready. You got to stay on your A game if you are fighting constantly, right? And one thing that you do see about Eddie Hearn, he keeps a lot of his fighters active, especially if you got a name like Adrien Broner. He definitely was going to keep AB active. So, and I do agree with AB. If you're not keeping him active, knowing the type of person that Adrien Broner is, knowing the type of temperament that he have, knowing that he a street dude, yeah, that's just a recipe for disaster, putting him on the shelf and, you know, for 8 and 9 months at a time, not counting, like I said, not counting the time that he decided to take off himself. But yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. So I do feel AB, where he's coming from with some of the things that he's saying. You know, not everything, but some of the things that he's saying, I do feel it. But, you know, I mean, at this point, it's like everybody that's calling out AB, I don't think that he can beat any of them dudes. Like I said, he hasn't lived the fighter's lifestyle for a long time. And I like AB. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on AB, because that's the furthest thing. But it's just, you got to keep it real, you know, and the people around Adrien Broner going to have to keep it real with him. Like, his time is up. He's never going to bounce back. Like, he's done. His body, he's put his body through too much of punishment with the alcohol and whatever else, you know. I know, and he said it, you know. He said that at times he think that he need to go to AA. He drink, like, he don't just drink casually, like he drink and get sloppy drunk, and he goes on 3 and 4 month binges to where he just drinks and he just coming off one. Like he just coming off of probably like a 3 or 4 month drinking binge and getting in the boxing gym. So these other guys that's calling you out, they don't live that lifestyle. You know, you slowed down considerably. You seen it in your last fight. And like, I would be speaking different about AB if, even though we seen him struggle and look horrible in his last fight, I would be speaking differently if right after his last fight, he went back to the gym. He went back and, you know what I'm saying, went in his bag and got to work and put his head down and continued to work, build off of where he left off from his last fight. But he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He went back straight into the streets and straight into another drinking binge, you know. And yeah, we could all see that Adrien Broner has mental health issues, but the boxing ring, with the issues that Adrien Broner has, the boxing ring is not it for him right now. And you know, I mean, I honestly think that we've seen his best days. I mean, if you can't beat a Gervonta Santiago, a guy that Adrien Broner, you know, during in his best days, would have ran through that dude. AB would have ran through that dude in about 4 or 5 rounds when AB was on his shit. You know what I'm saying? When he was on that, daddy, you brush my hair, daddy. Yeah, you's a bitch nigga. Yeah, you's a bitch ass nigga too. Why AB always be looking like that? You know what I'm saying? Every time AB get in the ring, hey, that's that. You know what I'm saying? That's that Ohio thing. That's all, yo. Is that an Ohio thing? Cause my man Robert Easter, my nigga Robert Easter, be doing the same thing when he get in the ring. Hey, your daddy, brush my hair. Yeah, you's a bitch nigga. Yeah, Leonard Allen be here, bitch ass nigga too. You know, but man, I wish nothing for the best for AB. But is AB going to Dazn? Because he's let it be known, hey, if y'all ain't trying to give me fights on PBC, well then fuck y'all. I'm taking my talents to Dazn. So Blair Cobb has recently called out Adrien Broner. Like I said, he's a UK fighter, and he let AB know, look, I heard you coming to Dazn. I want all the smoke. And I think that's a good fight for AB, you know. I think that's a good fight for AB. Blair Cobb is still on the up and coming. I don't see Blair Cobb as somebody that could really cause any type of danger, like, you know what I'm saying, knock out AB. So that's a good fight for AB, because if you can't beat a fighter on the caliber of Blair Cobb after your second chance, when you couldn't beat, to me, you couldn't beat Gervonta Santiago, well, then you're going to have to look in the mirror and tell yourself maybe it's time for you to hang it up. You dig? And I know you got a good trainer around you and everything, but hey, we just got to keep it real sometimes, bro. I mean, how many chances they gonna give you? How many chances they gonna give you? You know, they threw you a bone when they gave you the Pacquiao fight, and you went out there and you performed horribly in the Pacquiao fight. You wouldn't throw no punches. And then this last fight, they gave you an opponent that you just supposed to run through and watch. They handpicked him for you, and it didn't turn out like that. So we got to see you do better, AB. This, to me, your last chance was the chance that you got against Santiago. But this is absolutely your last chance, whoever you fight next. If you don't go out and you don't let your hands go and you don't show up, it just ain't in you no more. You've done too much of bodily harm to your body. You've done too much to your body, and it ain't in you no more. So, you know, let's see if Adrien, the problem, Mr. Daddy, brush my hair, daddy. Yeah, you a bitch ass nigga. Let's see if he goes to Dazn, and let's see if he does, who his opponent is going to be. I hope he gets the victory, whoever he does fight next. But like I said, I ain't going to bet on it. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Smash on my like button. Smash the like button. And sub to the channel if you're not already subbed to the channel. Y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.